It's time for the Gatorade Duels here at Daytona under the lights. 16 lap races, 2 of them. This is duel number 1. This will determine the inside starting lap for the Daytona 500. Jeff Bright has the pole for the 500 as long as he can finish this race in one piece. If nothing goes wrong mechanically on the 5, if he does not get DNF because of a crash, he will have that pole position. John Gammon in the 77 starting second. He's trying to keep his third starting position. The only way to do that would be to win or finish second if Jeff Bright were to win this race. Then third, you have Dale Lightning, Jake Jefferson. They have Lee Jack Tavon, Danny Lloyd, Benny Watson, and Colton Yo, Griffin Lynn, and Justin Zidell. Then Diego Yepez and Steve Larker. They have Joe Jefferson, Max Anderson, Jake Galloway, and Eli Bright, Jonathan Beeford, and Stephen Baker. Then there's Nathan Stapleton and Patrick Smith. And then Larry Bouchard Jr. on the final row, 21st. He would be starting in the 41st position. But with this duel, he can start third, in all honesty. So he has nothing to lose. He can go, he just throw caution to the wind and get going. So let's go down to track and get the command to start duel number 1.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Take a nice deep breath, buddy. Settle in, relax. Give your seatbelt a little tug and tug on your steering wheel one more time for me. Good luck, bud. We'll see you at the end of this deal.
Pair of 16 lap races to determine the starting lap of the Daytona 500. Once again, the front row has been set as long as nothing happens to Jeff Bright and Jake West. The only way they could not start in their respective first and second starting positions would be if they were to DNF due to a crash or have some sort of mechanical issue that were to take them out of their duels, like an engine, a camshaft, ignition, something like that. So if something happens to one of those two, they'll move back to the back wherever they finish in terms of the duel, and then whoever wins the duel will move up to the front row. So 16 lap races, some short races. Crashes could definitely happen. We're going to hope they're not going to happen though, because this is a duel. Hopefully they can stay calm, keep it without crashing. Everyone can keep their car in one piece for the 500. Jeff Bright, we saw how fast of a car he had in qualifying. Let's see if we can get back up here in the duel. Gatorade duel number 1 is green. We're racing at Daytona. Well, Jeff Bright, he started on pole in this duel. He's going to lead lap 1, showing that 5 cars pretty fast. Lap 1 led by Jeff Bright. For many of these drivers, this is actually the first time they're in the draft in these cars. So a lot of these drivers did not race in the Clash. Only 20 drivers competed in the Clash. That was just last night. So they don't really know how these cars are going to handle in the draft. This is a new experience for a ton of these drivers. They're hoping to figure these cars out for the 500, although the 500 under the daylight, the track is going to be completely different. They're going to try and figure a few notes out, though, as Benny Watson, the 32, grabs the race lead. Here comes Diego Yepez in the 1 down bomb, as Griffin Lynn, last season's champion, was up top. He was second. Yepez will grab second, entering turn number 3. He has Joe Jefferson, the 41, pushing him forward. And Jake Galloway in the 11, he wants something to go right for him in the Gatorade Cup Series this season. There he is, 4th on the inside lane. He's going to try and grab 3rd on the inside. Here comes Yepez, down low in the 1, side by side with Watson. They're 3x3 in the back, and Watson leads the lap. Although laps led mean nothing. This is another race where points mean nothing. This is just for starting lap for the 500. Galloway makes it 3 wide for the race there in turn 1. He has a push from the 27 of Nathan Stapleton, the 17 of Larry Bouchard Jr., and there's the 34 of Patrick Smith. Oh, back there, Colton Yo and Jonathan Beeford getting a little close, almost 4 wide. That could have been an instance where the 34 or where the 37 got turned by the 33. Great job there, not having that happen. 3 wide, Bouchard Jr. takes it down to the bottom lane. Smith forced to the middle lane. Max Harrison, the 47, goes low. He has Stephen Baker in the 96 pushing him forward. And Eli Bright in the 88 trying to get back to victory lane in the Gatorade Cup Series. A good result in the duel could set him up for that in the 500 in a couple days. Bouchard Jr. gets out front. Gatorade Cup Series veteran from a few seasons ago, took a few seasons off. He's now leading in the Gatorade Duel number 1 at Daytona. Of course, Gatorade Duel 2 coming up just a little bit after Duel 1 is finished. That should be another fantastic race just like this one. These twin duels. As the front of the field gets spread out, Bouchard Jr. got a big lead over Stephen Baker, and John Gambit trying to keep his third starting position for the Daytona 500. Of course, as we said, the only way to do that would be to win, or if Jeff Bright wins, it would be for Gambit to finish second. So he has to do pretty well if he wants to keep his starting position here for the 500. And Larry Bouchard Jr., he knows that he can only improve on his starting position. He was going to start 41st on the tail end of the field anyway. So he can just do whatever he wants to, go out here and maybe force 3 or 4 wide and try to get others to back out of that so that he can gain a few positions. Because every position you gain is a row further forward you start in the Daytona 500. 2 cars pull away as they battle for third. There's Patrick Smith in the 34 as Nathan Stapleton, Eli Bright, Colton Yo, and Justin Zeidel lined up behind him as the field's really spread out here in the pack. As maybe Jeff Bright wants to just... Maybe he may have let off on the top lane trying to get back to the back of the field, because if you're Bright, you can pull it into the pits and pull into the garage and be done with the race. You can be done with the race on lap number 5. You could still start on that pole, though. You just have to be able to get your car back in one piece to the garage area. 3 cars now pull away. Here comes Smith looking low on Baker. That is for the second position. The 96 up top, the 34th, the help from the 27. Stapleton goes up top now to try and help that 96 out. Does he stay up top or does he go down low behind the 34 during turn number 1? He stays high with that 96 of Baker. And Bouchard Jr. loving what he's seeing. Now Stapleton, can he get down low in front of Colton Yo? He's going to try right here as they come off turn number 2. Yo gets down lower. He's trying to at least. Jay Jefferson goes down to protect the bottom lane. The 78 has a big move there from top to bottom. He's pushing Colton Yo forward with Justin Zeidel as they race off into turn number 3. Bouchard Jr., Patrick Smith, 1-2, they clear. They're 3 wide behind for third. Colton Yo makes a move underneath Nathan Stapleton, Stephen Baker, as Justin Zeidel, the 20, push them forward. Now you have 3 Toyotas lined up on the bottom lane, Zeidel, Lloyd, and Jefferson. But Yo gets back down low. Up front, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, your front 4. Fords. Right now, 1-2 at the front, with Bouchard Jr. and Smith out front. Yo is third. He's right there. Can he try and push that 34 past the 17? It's going to be a question right here as they come off of 2 down the backstretch. Yo makes a move. He hangs a hard left. He has no help, though, with him. And I don't think he's going to be able to keep it beside that 34. He's going to try and get back up in line in front of that 78. Jay Jefferson trying to look low, but Danny Lloyd was already down there. And Jeff Bright's in the middle of 4 wide. This could be bad. This is your pole series car. It's going around. Can he save it? He saves the car. He keeps the car in one piece. That could have been a wreck in the back of the field for your pole there, but Jeff Bright saves the car. He keeps it going, and the heart rate is up for Jeff Bright, and that's kind of split the field now. Jake Galloway trying to get clear. Benny Watson's momentum was slowed because he tried to left, and that 5 didn't want to cause a crash, because if the 5 wrecked, the 32 possibly would have wrecked. And now that second pack back there with the 1, the 32, the 41, the 7, the 47, and the 75. They're going to try and get caught up here as Lloyd's making moves at the front of the pack. Danny Lloyd, first, second on the 34. He's down low. He has that position. Whoa, close. Dale Lightning and Colton Yo getting close. And Yo had to abandon to the top side to keep from running into that 51, causing the crash. Halfway, 8 laps to go, and Gatorade duel number 1. Larry Bouchard Jr. is dominated. Once he got out front, no one's been able to line up behind and get a run onto him. Now you can see back there the cars that got slowed up, like Benny Watson and Diego Yepes, they got single filed out. They're going to try and run down this pack once again. I believe they have a great shot in this draft. John Gambit back up to third in the 77. He's trying to keep that third starting position, as we keep mentioning. He's trying to get there and help his fellow Toyota Danny Lloyd out. There are a lot of Toyotas at the front now, trying to gang up on those Fords. You can see Danny Lloyd, John Gambit, Stephen Baker, Justin Zeidel, and Louis Jack Tavo, all Toyotas at the front of the field. 3 cars pull away now. Zeidel and Stapleton trying to get lined up. The 2 Brights, the 2 teammates, Hendrick Motorsports got split half. The other half will be in Gatorade duel number 2. They're trying to work forward, but Jeff Bright, I think, just wants to get out of this pack. As look at John Gambit trying to preserve that second row starting position. He's going for a second. You have to get by Larry Bouchard Jr., though, to keep that starting position that he has. Eli Bright makes a move into turn number 1, trying to get beneath Nathan Stapleton, but cannot get the run. In fact, he blocked Louis Jack Tavo doing that. Now, look at the 77 and the 20. They are pushing each other. They're getting lined up. They might have a run for that 17 down the backstretch. Stapleton makes a move on Zeidel. Gambit has a run. Look at the push. He's getting from the 20. Zeidel looks to make the move first. Gambit trying to keep that second position. And off into turn number 3. No positions, change hands in the front 4. Now coming to 6 to go. 4 cars get clear. Eli Bryant 5th trying to run down this front 4 train. As Gambit and Zidell, do they make moves? Gambit once again peeking low. Zidell peeking low. No one makes moves. 6 to go in the Gatorade Duel number 1. Zidell makes a move, trying to block Stapleton. Stapleton takes it all the way to the double yellow line, 3 wide. Gambit stays clear for 2nd. Yeah, and a few cars could not catch up in that draft. The 41, the 75, and the 7. Those 3 cars, they're going to start probably where they are right now. They just do not have the draft to get caught up. They're probably going to start at the back of the Daytona 500 field. Back up at the front, Larry Bouchard Jr., John Gambit are 1-2. Stapleton has now got to 3rd. Zidell falls back. Jake Calloway 11 coming back up to the front. That's Diego Lopez in the 1. Pushing forward. Smith tried to block the inside lane from the 11 car. Couldn't get it done in time. Bouchard Jr., that car looks pretty dominant. Is it going to be like this in the Daytona 500? 4 seconds. Stapleton and Gambit are side by side. 5 to go. Look at the run the 11 and the 1 are going to have. Onto this battle for 2nd. They're side by side. Big hole in the air. Galloway has a huge run. Where is he taking? He's going to go to the inside with the 27 of Stapleton. 5 to go in the duel. If a yellow were to come out, the race would be over. But with the pack split up and how spread out it is, I would be surprised to see a yellow flag come out. As Galloway looks for 2nd. He has Yepez pushing. Yepez makes a 3-wide move. And Stapleton trying to get clear. He is 2nd now. Anderson, the 47. Jay Jefferson, Jeff Wright back on the inside lane. He's going to try and win the duel. The outside lane getting pretty close right there. Pretty tight together. Stephen Baker looking to make it 3-wide middle there on Eli Bright. John Gambit makes it 3-wide middle. Jake Galloway to the high side. 4 to go in Gatorade Duel number 1. Stapleton, this is the closest someone's been to Bouchard Jr. all race. He looked low into turn 1, couldn't get down there, but he has the help behind now as 5 cars break away at the front, and behind a big knot of cars. Down low, though, Yepez and Anderson make moves. Jay Jefferson goes with Anderson. Yepez stuck to the middle. Stapleton stays right on that 17's bumper and gets clear of those guys. He keeps 2nd. Coming to 3 to go now. Who has it? Can someone get by Larry Bouchard Jr. or can Bouchard dominate this duel and win it? They're coming to see 3 to go. In the pack, 18 cars with a shot. Bouchard, Stapleton, Anderson, Jefferson, Yepez, your top 5. Octavo and Bright side by side for 6th with 3 laps to go. 5 cars, single file at the front. And these guys might just be waiting until the last lap. They don't want to risk making moves quite yet. Jefferson and Anderson make some moves. Stapleton once again staying glued to that. Here he goes to the inside. Stapleton with a run. Moves down for the 47. He has the position down low. Side by side for the race lead. Stapleton there, Bouchard Jr. And Jay Jefferson is there for 3rd. Yepez stays with Anderson though. They're side by side for 3rd. And now the 83, the 51, they're going to try and run down this front 5. And they are there. Still side by side for the race lead. No help for the 27 or the 17. Bouchard Jr. leads. He has the run up top. 2 to go at Daytona. Bouchard Jr. might be able to get clear right here if he does. And he is back clear. The 17 back out front. That 17 car is outstanding. The 27, no help down low. Now what happens down the back stretch? We're coming to the white flag in Gatorade Duel number 1. Stapleton 2nd. Bouchard Jr. still leading. 3 wide for 3rd. Lee Jack Table makes a move with John Gambit trying to get there and start in the 2nd row. And with no help to the 27, this is going to hurt any runs that anyone had for that 17 of Bouchard Jr. Coming to the white flag in Gatorade Duel number 1. 1 lap to go. At Daytona, Larry Bouchard Jr. leads. Nathan Stapleton 2nd. They have pulled quite a gap on 3rd on back. Stapleton once again into turn 1. This time a better run. And this side-by-side battle. Can Lee Jack Table get a runner? John Gambit. Jeff Bright, your pole server, is right now 5th. Down the back stretch. Bouchard Jr. stuck on the high side. He has John Gambit up top. Octavo down low side-by-side for 2nd. It's going to be a battle for 2nd. No one has anything for Stapleton. They hit turn 3. They have to make a direct move off of turn number 4 for someone to have a shot. Octavo trying to back up to that 5 of Jeff Bright as they come off of 4. No cautions in the race. Nathan Stapleton will make a last lap pass. He'll get to victory lane. Gatorade Duel number 1. Stapleton will start 3rd in the Daytona 500. Looked like Bouchard may have had it, but Nathan Stapleton gets it down to the end. He makes a last lap pass on Larry Bouchard Jr. to win Gatorade Duel number 1. And that set the standard for Gatorade Duel number 2. And these three drivers back here, Griffin Lynn, Steve Larker, Joe Jefferson, they have to be pretty upset after what happened with Watson and Jeff Bright, with the fact that they will be starting at the back of the Daytona 500 starting lineup. So with that, let's now go to Gatorade Duel number 2. Let's see how that race goes. Now it's time to get Gatorade Duel number 2 underway. Jake West will start on pole. He was the fastest among this group of drivers. He qualified second with a 47.80, just behind Jeff Bright's time. So he will start on the outside of the front row as long as he keeps that car in one piece, finishes the race without any mechanical issues or without DNFing because of a crash. It could happen. We all saw it happen to Jeff Bright in a 4-wide mess. He had off turn number 4, likely he was able to save the car. 2's outside the 3, Sebastian Kukulon would start in the second row if we didn't have the duels. However, the only way Kukulon could keep that second row starting position would be to win this duel, or if Jake West won the duel, to finish second to West. So, tall task there for the 3 car. And they have Trey Rainey and Johnny Gardner. Steve Morgan and Taylor Bryan Price. Carter Friesen and TJ Hanley. Then there's Riley Sampson and Max Johnson. Tyler Fink and Luke Rainey. They have James Dablito and Alexander Rowe. Jack Marshall and Jonathan Rains. Then there's Isaac Nichols. He's the only man that can sweep here at Daytona. He won the Clash by 0.03 of a second over Max Anderson. And if he were to win his duel, he would be set up to try and win the 500 and sweep Speed Weeks here at Daytona. Steven Taylor would be 2's outside the 31. Then there's Derek Hamill and Code Luigi. And Carson Bowers will start 21st in this duel, qualified 42nd. It can only move forward from there, so expect that 6th car to make some big moves here in this duel, trying to improve his starting position for the Daytona 500. As we'll go down tracks and get the starting command to fire the engines for Gatorade Duel number 2.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
All right, boys, pace and rhythm all day today. Driver's compartment, crew chief, pit crew. Pace and rhythm all day, that's all we need.
And here we go, we're going to get started for Gatorade Duel number 2, 16 laps under the lights. There's a lot on the line for these drivers. Drivers in the back wanted to move forward, drivers in the front wanted to keep their positions where they are. Riley Sampson, the 18, has no friends in this duel. Both of the Furniture Road Racing cars were in the last duel. All 3 of Sampson's teammates were in the last duel as well. He has a 23 as a Toyota in this duel, and that's about it for Sampson. So he has really no friends. A lot of Fords in this duel. The 2, the 22, the 10, the 72, the 4. So many Fords in this duel. They can all try and work together. The 14, starting on the pole, is another Ford. Pace car, and let's get these 16 laps on their way. Gatorade Duel number 2 is green from Daytona. We actually saw duel number 1. Pole there, Jeff Bright got out to a lead on lap 1, led the first lap. Complete opposite here in this duel. Jake West could not get to the lead, and by turn 1 he had lost it to Trey Rainey, as now Carter Friesen moves low, and they're already 3 wide further back in the pack. Sampson in third, who uses the outside lane, trying to help the 95 out. Trying now to get down in front of that 22, Jack Marshall. They're 3 by 3 in the back of the pack. Yeah, we got some big names in this duel as well. Some drivers want to try and start their seasons on the right foot. Code Luigi in the 42s in this duel. He qualified in the 40th position. He had a pretty strong headwind down the backstretch, so that car was just not going great. He did not have the horsepower to get going in that wind, and was very disappointed with his qualifying run. But here he is in the draft, already moving up. He's up on the inside lane. He's still moving. Carter Friesen out front, the 38. Here comes Isaac Nichols in the 48, down low. Remember, we said he's the only man that can try and sweep speed weeks. He won the Clash, looking to win his duel and the 500. He's going to put 3 wide mid by Derek Hamill in the 55 down low. Carson Bowers in the 6. The winner of the Daytona 500 last season had nothing happen other than that Daytona 500 win. Here he is, third on the inside lane and moving up to the front. He would start 42nd if there was no duel, and now he's already up inside the top 3. He's going to get put to the top here, though, as Derek Hamill moves low and Luigi trying to move underneath. But Bowers has a lane right there to get down low. He stays to the high side. Taylor might try and fill that hole. No, the 6 gets down low in time in front of that 31. He'll grab that second position as they come off turn number 4. Derek Hamill with a pretty good lead, leading at Daytona. The 3 wide for second now. Steven Taylor in the 31 all the way to the bottom lane, and TJ Hanley in the 23 there, with Jonathan Raines pushing him in the 4. And we talked about a lot of the Fords: 4, 10, 22, 2, 14, 72, 43, 38. So many Fords. The 21, all these Fords in duel number 2. But up front, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, as Taylor moves down to block the 23 Hanley. That was a perfect move right there. It slowed the 23 up. Hanley cannot make a move underneath that 31. Instead, just push him down this backstretch off to turn number 3. And Taylor has to feel good about his chances. Nathan Stapleton, his teammate, won the duel. Duel number 1. You know, Taylor and Kukulon, both RCR cars. With Stapleton being an RCR car as well, they got to be feeling pretty good about their chances to try and win Gatorade duel number 2. Along with the 13, because they are RCR affiliated, the 13 Germain Racing. So Luke Rainey up to second in the number 2 car. He's looking to try and start third in the Daytona 500. That's assuming Jake West has no problems. He's right at the back of the pack in 21st. To the contrary of what Jeff Bright was doing in the middle of the pack, he made a 4 wide move in his duel and almost got crashed by Benny Watson. It wouldn't have been really Watson's fault because Bright made the 4 wide move. It was just very close, and Bright was completely sideways, able to save his car luckily off a 4 and keep it in the race, but could have been the end of the 500 pole car as Luke Rainey leads Trey Rainey. Here in Gary duel number 2, Trey looks to the bottom lane, trying to get by Luke. To the stripe they come, side by side among the Raineys, and Luke leads at the stripe, but barely. Trey come to the bottom lane. That's just like the Clash finish that we saw. Here comes Mac Johnson, the 24. He has teammate Isaac Nichols. We mentioned the first duel, the 88 and the 5 were in that last duel, now the 24 and the 48. So Hendrick was kind of split up there evenly, which is what you want when you have a 4-car team. You want to be split evenly among these duels. You want to have 2 in one, 2 in another, so that each driver has a teammate to try and help. Opposite of what Sampson has, he had all 3 JGR cars, both of the FRR cars in the last duel, and he's alone with the 23, if you can even call themselves really affiliated. So Gardner in the 43 out front. He made a big 3 wide move. Here comes Sampson. We just talked about him being alone this duel. Well, that's not scaring him one bit. He's up to second now in the 18 car. He has Kukulon behind. Kukulon wants to keep his second row star in position. If he were to win this duel, he would start 4th. If the 14 were to win the duel, but he finished second, he would still be starting 4th. So Kukulon needs to finish 1st or 2nd, depending on the circumstances, to win or to keep his 4th starting position in the Daytona 500. Down the backstretch, Kukulon pulls low. He has Nichols behind. Nichols will now pull low on that 3 car, put 3 wide for that 3rd position. Sampson trying to keep it ahead of that 3 wide. Hanley makes a big move to the middle lane. The 23 car. Front 2 get clear. We saw in the first duel they were packed up like this, and the 5 almost got spun. And it really kind of spread the pack out. And once that happened, the 17 really dominated the race until the last few laps when Stapleton got right up on his bumper and was able to get by. So we'll see if something like that happens in this duel. But historically, we've seen duels. One will be really calm. The other will be pretty intense. So Johnny Gardner leading the way in Gary duel number 2. Isaac Nichols, the one man that can sweep speed weeks, is second. Jonathan Raines in the 4 is third, with Jack Marshall in the 22 coming on the bottom lane with a push from the 13 of Steve Morgan. Front 2 get clear, single filed out. Jonathan Raines will now get clear in the 3rd position with Jack Marshall 3 wide for 4th with the 13. How about the 14? Jake West come back up to the front. He would start on the outside of the front row, but he's getting up here. He wants to get some experience racing in the pack, and that's really what these duels are. To get experience racing in the pack, these drivers have not been like this unless you're in the Clash. That was only limited to 20 drivers. Only half of the field, really, less than half the field, was in the Clash. They know what their cars were doing in the draft. Some of these drivers, it's the first time in the draft for a long time, in these Gatorade Cup cars, especially in the Gen 6 cars. Last time we raced Gen 6 in Gatorade Cup was season number 4. So they have to get the feel for this drafting package they have here at Daytona. And the way to do it is to be racing up in the duel, not be laying at the back of the pack. Jake West knows that he's going for second in that number 14. He wants to win the duel and make sure that he makes a statement on why he is starting on the outside of the front row. Alexander Rowe there in the 72. Derek Hamill in the 55 coming back. Luke Rainey is coming back. Taylor Brian Price. Carson Bowers on the inside lane with Steven Taylor and Code Luigi. Alexander Rowe to second in the 72 now. Derek Hamill makes it 3 wide for that second position. Jonathan Reigns loves what he's seeing. He's pulling away. And to keep balance, affecting the air on those cars. Marshall is sideways in the 22. He saves. He had a little bit of contact there from the 21 of Tyler Fink. They keep their cars under control. They'll keep it straight. We're still green flag racing. Hamill peeking low in that 55. He has a run. But look at the run the two of Luke Rainey had all the way to the bottom lane. 3 wide for the race lead and Gary Duel number 2. Luke Rainey, 3 wide. Carson Bowers as close as help. And once again, Tyler Fink with a bold move with the 22 makes it down to the bottom lane. Luke Rainey trying to lead this lap. 6 to go, and Gary Duel number 2. Luke Rainey out front. Second is the number 6 of Carson Bowers, last season's Daytona 500 champion. Steven Taylor makes it down to the bottom lane, 3 wide for second. And now Luke Rainey wants to have happen what the 4 had happen. He wants them to keep down for second, 3 wide, and allow it to pull away, but not looking like that. Taylor gets clear, and he's looking low already on the 31. Coming to 5 to go this time. Tyler Fink makes a 3 wide move with Steven Taylor in the 31 in the middle. Luke Rainey up top. Fink in the 20 with a big push from the 3, Sebastian Kukulon. Remember, Kukulon wants to get up here and lead. End up finishing within the top 2 positions, if not win the race. Code Luigi up to 3rd. We haven't really talked about him. He was at the back of the duel. Now he's going to get shuffled 3 wide middles. Carter Friesen on the 38 moves low, and they are stacked up 3 by 3 by 3. 5 to go. If the yellow were to come out, the race is over. God, hope that doesn't happen, because that would be some pretty good Daytona 500 cars all torn up. And Taylor Brian Price looking to make it 4 wide. That was close there, as the inside lane really got spread out. Cole Luigi sideways with Carson Bowers. They save it for now, but Luigi has to come back up. He does nicely. That's another close call in the Gary Duel. We saw Jeff Bright Duel number 1 almost get crashed. Cole Luigi in Duel number 2. That really helped some drivers get down to the bottom lane. And Friesen and Mac Johnson made some moves, thinking that maybe they were going to crash behind. The yellow was going to come out. They made moves trying to get every position they can. And that spread the field out just a little bit here. But they'll get caught back up with that draft back there in that second pack. Now to 4 to go. Tyler Fink leads. Carter Friesen, Mac Johnson, Luke Rainey, Derek Hamill, Sebastian Kukulon, Trey Rainey, Steven Taylor, Jonathan Reigns all the way back. Mac Johnson gets clear of that 38. Now Luke Rainey going to get clear. Derek Hamill's going to get clear. Carter Friesen with no friends up top. 4 to go, now 3.5 to go. Mac Johnson pulls low. He has fellow Chevy behind him, Derek Hamill. The Fords stay hooked up on the top lane with Tyler Fink, Luke Rainey, and Carter Friesen. 3 Fords on top. And down low you have 3 Chevrolets and a Ford. 7 cars pull away. 8th on back. Code Luigi and Trey Rainey in a side-by-side battle with Carson Bowers in the 6th pulling low. As Mac Johnson comes to the stripe, 3 to go. Hamill's to his inside. 3 laps left in Gary Duel number 2. Trey Rainey wondering if he can get down to the bottom lane. Swerving all over, trying to get down front of that 6 of Carson Bowers. Looks like he does. Steven Taylor to the bottom lane, the 31. He has Jonathan Reigns pushing and Carter Friesen in the 30 as well. 13, Steve Morgan at the back of the field. Danger of losing the draft. Taylor, bottom to top, blocking that 55. Reigns moves to the bottom lane, the 4. How about Carter Friesen making some noise in the 38 car? Friesen to the bottom lane, 3 wide, has Trey Rainey pushing him. There comes the 2 to go. It's only 5 miles left. It's time to get going. Carter Friesen clears. He's your new race leader, Gary Duel number 2. Jonathan Reigns through the middle lane, emerges in second. That 95 really got choked up down low. 2 to go. Tyler Fink going to try and get clear of that middle lane as well. The bottom did not have a great exit to turn number 4. 2 to go. Friesen, Reigns out front. Fink is now 3rd. Trey Rainey 4th on the inside lane. As they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Jonathan Reigns in the 4, trying to set up Carter Friesen. Fink right there. Look at the moves they make. Reigns made the move, but Fink made it even better. Down to the bottom lane, Tyler Fink, 3 wide for the race lead. They're coming to the white flag this time. Tyler Fink, he's going to clear for 4. The 21 car out front. Wood Brothers trying to get back to victory lane at Daytona. Coming to the white flag. Trey Rainey bound for second. One more time around, and Gatorade Duel number 2. Who gets back with the race lead? Fink trying to keep it. Trey Rainey trying to keep a nice starting spot for the Daytona 500 through 1 and 2. And now down the backstretch, 2 cars pull away. It's Tyler Fink, Trey Rainey. Does Trey make a move? Does he have the run to make the move? He's on the back bumper. He's looking low. Does he have the run? Here he goes to the bottom lane. Trey Rainey and Tyler Fink. They're going to settle it side by side through 3 and 4. Can Trey get the run off of turn number 4? He has the push from Taylor Brian Price. Price with the huge run with TJ Hanley. They come off of 4. Trey Rainey gets clear. 15 looking low. I don't think it's going to be enough. Trey Rainey into the tri-oval. The 15 and Taylor Brian Price. And I think Trey Rainey wins the race. Gatorade Duel number 2 goes to Trey Rainey in the 95. But that was close. The 15 did give a shot right there. Taylor Brian Price down low and about half a car length short. But Trey Rainey gets it done. He'll be starting 4th in the Daytona 500. So that's it for the Gatorade Duels. We've got Pennzoil Truck Series, Target Series, and Gatorade Cup Series races. Points races finally about to be coming up in those series. So I'll see you guys for those action-packed races.